All right, y'all, we're back in Honduras at the Regeneration Project, Agroforestry, restoration, all the above. And here, let me start at this beautiful little mango tree that we like to sit down at sometimes right here on this rock. Really, really nice little shade spot to chill at the heat of the day. But we're leaving today, hopping on the plane today, so I'm gonna do a quick little tour of a lot of the different tree species that we have growing. So here, check this tree out. This tree's pretty cool. They call this chaparro, which means like short. Super resistant little shrub. You'll find this stuff growing in a place that nothing else would grow. Super rocky, just some of the harshest places, and you'll find this stuff growing. But it's very like sandpapery, and back in the day, people would use this to like, scrub things and clean things with them. I'm gonna go down this trail because this trail has some pretty cool trees. So it's May 2nd right now, and the dry season has been in full effect for the past couple of months. And you can see it's a very different landscape compared to when I'm here like in July and taking videos and stuff. Gotta show you these real quick. These are the chachalacas. Been a lot of them, if I can get it to focus. There you go. Tons of them here right now this time of year. They're just going to town on a whole bunch of different trees. They've done some damage to some trees, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, it's been just a very interesting time to visit because some of the trees are either deciduous, so they lose their leaves and they're just coming back. But more importantly, this is okay, I got interrupted a bit, but what I was saying was the dry season is a very interesting time to visit because I get to really see which species of trees are able to handle the drought and able to withstand the super dry conditions. And it's kind of like the test, it's one thing to come at the rainy season, everything looks green and beautiful, and you kind of feel good about yourself that all your plants are doing well, but the dry season is a real test, and I get to see, firsthand which trees I should keep working with going forward and which trees maybe I shouldn't. So this is one that I'm actually really excited about. This is some sort of ficus that I see around here a lot. Super beautiful ficus. Very green this time of year. And, I don't really have to say much about ficuses. Everyone knows that they grow like crazy. This is another one that's very interesting. This is the cablote right here. Guazuma umifolia, another super resistant tree. A lot of things are like dropping seed right now too, which is pretty cool. Here's a berberia, which is a Cochleospermum vidifolium, and you can see it's dropping seeds right now. So this tree is usually really verdant in the rainy season, but it loses its leaves. At least most of them do during the dry season, and so it opens up a lot of light during the dry season. Here, let's check this out. It's gonna be cool. There's a whole bunch of them right here that are so trying to get some more of that onto the property. Of course, the guava trees are are doing a lot in this system. I can't stress that enough. The guava trees here are really, really, really helping things move along and stay, and feeding the wildlife. And it stays green during the dry season. And I don't know, it's just, and I've seen them on this trip. So one thing about the dry season is that this time of year is, maybe you can see it in the air, it's a little hazy. People here prepare their fields for planting or for their livestock. So they do a lot of burning. There's a lot of burning going on this time of year, and it's really smoky, really hazy. And if you walk around, you'll see some pretty charred landscapes. And sure enough, even in the most charred of landscapes, you'll see guavas come up. So the guavas, can't say enough about them. The cecropias are definitely a winner as well, taking care of the emergent layer. But one tree that I really want to talk about today is the caoba, Swietenia mahogany, big leaf mahogany, Honduran mahogany. We actually got a couple hundred trees right as the dry season was about to start. So kind of the worst timing possible. So unfortunately, we did have to irrigate a little bit, kind of just painstakingly irrigated with one of those backpack sprayer things, just filled it with water. So we did that for a few weeks, but now we're stopping. We just didn't want to lose the investment. It's not something I would have done per se, but my mom got a family, we got family members that have a little nursery, and they just so happen to have a whole bunch. And so we planted them, even though it wasn't the best time of year for them. Some cool like firebush kind of thing here that's really good for the pollinators. I've seen hummingbirds on them, which is really nice. Nice mango tree here. Let's see. I actually want to go around and show you a couple of trees here, because in the last video I didn't really show these trees. So this might be a little bit of a long video, but most of these videos are. So another awesome one is the I got a car coming by. Let's see, Piper aduncum is what this one is. Really, really, really awesome. And in fact, the Piper family seems to be really multifunctional here. I've seen this Piper, as well as other Pipers that are. So this Piper seems to do good as like a pioneer species. But I've been to some pretty like thick jungly parts in here, and I see a lot of Piper species that are really, really excellent understory crops, like in deep shade, and they're just hanging out, chilling, producing tons of biomass, and just fulfilling that role of an understory crop, or a species. So really interested in continuing to find different Pipers as this develops. This is a cool one, some sort of spondius. I haven't figured out which one exactly it is, but they call it hobo here. This is another cool one that I'm excited about. They call it the Cujón de Chivo. Really beautiful growth habit. Super beautiful. Really nice to see that it's evergreen, or at least it's green right now, which is a very dry time of year. Another one is this, they call it cedro here. I forget what the scientific name is, but it's a really, really fast growing, straight growing tree, which I love just love its present. Super beautiful leaves. Apparently the wood's decent quality for woodworking. So yeah, these are some of the more mature trees that I kind of have been here already. Avocado tree. This is another oval. some sort of spongious. I'm sure it's some sort of spongious. Not sure which one exactly. Let's see. Again, there's that Piper. Oh, here's another super interesting tree that I really like and I really want to take care of. This is they call it Hagua here. It's a Genipa americana. They call it Genipapo in Brazil. Just a native tree that grows these very beautiful leaves that I'm pretty sure they're deciduous, at least partly deciduous. And their leaf litter is just beautiful, and they're like very, I don't know, like moisture-rich leaves. And the fruit are, they're not amazing, but they attract tons of birds and other things. And they're really juicy and watery, and when they drop to the ground, they just rot or decompose so wonderfully. Here's another ficus, so you can see the vigor of this ficus, and in perfect sort of right on these rocks. You know how much ficus loves rocks, so I'm sure they're gonna, as it gets older, it's gonna just take over these rocks. This is another oval. I really, really love this tree. As you can see, it handles the pruning pretty well, which is awesome. So I can't wait to bring a chainsaw out here. Maybe in the next couple months, maybe the next time I visit, I'll get a chainsaw and we can really start getting some biomass to the ground and getting ecological succession pulsing forward. Another one that I'm super, super interested in is this one. This is Guapinol, Hymenea Corbario or something like that. They call it jatoba in Portuguese, West Indian locust in English. They also call it stinking toe fruit because it gives these like bean pods that have this yellow powdery flesh inside that you can eat, and it really kind of doesn't smell that good, but it tastes, I like the taste of it, but some people here are off put by the smell. But I've been super interested in this tree, and this is the same tree, just a little smaller one right next to it, so you can see the leaves. I didn't know I had this tree on this property until this visit, so yeah, it's growing, and I'm super excited for it because it's a beautiful, amazing tree. And I got some seeds this time around. I found some seed pods, so hopefully we're gonna get some more. This is some sort of Inga. I'm not really sure which one it is. I think it's an Inga. That's kind of how Inga flowers look. And it grows really, really nicely as well. So hopefully this will give some seed pods soon. Or maybe I just have to time my visits right to get the seed pods, because I really like how that tree grows. So mango season is upon us. Got baby mangoes all over these old ancient mango trees. A lot of leaf litter on these old mangoes too. So one of my major resources is not only the leaves of the mangoes whenever I'm making new beds, but also like this sort of soil down here. I say this a lot, but here on this project in Honduras, you can't just go to the store and get like topsoil. You can't there's no like nursery that you just go down the street or order online, seeds, this, that. So you really have to think about what can I utilize in my surrounding area to my advantage. And mature, very mature trees seem to be one of the best resources, because there's so much biomass, not only on the tree, but below the tree. And there's been years of, soil making. So yeah, I'm super grateful for these old mangoes here. Got some cool stuff growing down in the shade of the mangoes that they aren't particularly doing all that well because it's very shaded here, but still. This is rose apples. It's rose apple season here right now as well, so I collected tons and tons of rose apple seeds and planted them everywhere. So here's another rose apple. You can see, really nice tree. I've heard it handles pruning very well. The fruit are, really good. So it's a win-win. We have this as well. They call this palo de agua, which means like the water tree, a tree of water. I really like its habit. I haven't really experimented with it much, but you can see it handles pruning pretty well as well. They're very like watery leaves, probably very easy to cut. Okay, so I definitely wanted to show that little aisle of trees. Here's another of the spongius starting to come back to life. Beautiful. I'm not sure which one this is either. Okay, so let's get down here. So this is the area that we've been trying to work on the most, because it's the area that has been the most exposed to sun, the area with the most gnarly grasses, and we've been making tons of progress. This area specifically, there's been a big nest of leafcutter ants and like termites and a couple different species of ants, I think, because there's just been a lot of activity here. So we've tried planting a cassava patch, and they ate that to shreds, and it just seems to be a bit of a troublesome spot here, which is interesting because it's kind of one of the lowest spots here, so the most humid and kind of richest soils. So it's kind of been a battle because it's really nice soil, but also it's where the insects decided to call home. But I see that they've moved on a bit, and there's not as much ant activity as before. And so what we've been trying to do is go really heavy with the biomass here. So you can see, did a couple of agroforestry rows here where there's these mango leaves, and everywhere else is kind of just jack bean occupying the space. I planted a tons of jack beans last time I was here, which was like in January, and they've kind of been growing slowly because it's been a dry season, but jack beans are pretty tough, and they'll grow even when the conditions are not that great. This is another tree I'm really excited about. They call it laurel here, so some sort of laurel tree, I think. I have a big one over there, which is that big one over there, which is probably where all the seeds are coming from. Apparently it's really good wood as well. But yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen here. So this is where I planted most of the guapinol, which is the West Indian locust, the sticking toe fruit, as well as the rose apples, tons of rose apples. So everywhere that you see mango leaves, there's just tons of rose apple seeds and other species as well. So this is they call it a beta here, like pear. This is wax bamboo or another sort of syzygium, however you say that. So that's another tree that I'm very excited to work with because they grow very well and they're just abundant. Any tree seems like the two S's, the syzygiums and the spongius, those those two families seem to be very work well in these sorts of systems because they produce so much fruit and they grow fast um, and they're just easy. It's an easy resource to work with, and the wood, at least for the spondias, the wood is like very lightweight, easy to cut through with a machete and all that other good stuff. More of that like a firebush kind of thing. This is the one that I saw a hummingbird on the other day. It was super beautiful. But yeah, tons of bananas as well. I when thinking about this system here, I have to think about broad strokes, painting with broad strokes, because I'm not here all the time. I'm here once every couple of months, and I need to keep it simple for the workers that I have working on the system. I'm not trying to do a super complex system with stratification and this and that and third. I just need to keep it simple, and we need to get some shade here because the grass is intense. And then maybe we can go from there and be more complex later. For now, we're just starting with the simple stuff, which is bananas. So we're starting to get the banana game going. Look, you can see here now. Wow, I remember just a few months ago, this was just a thicket of grass, and probably will be a bit of a thicket as well once the rainy season starts, but obviously it'll be a lot less because we have a head start now with the bananas, and we utilize all that grass as well. So let's see, we got some random avocados as well. All these little islands here are the avocado islands. Very simple way of planting. Jack beans always accompanying everything I plant. Some more. This area is sort of like pretty rocky as well, so it isn't it's been a little bit of a challenging place to work as well. But we also had some rose apple seedlings that one of the guys that works on the construction side of things, his name's Nilsson. He always brings us some random goodies from his village, and rose apples and that wax bamboo is some of the stuff that he brings to us. Oh, one thing I wanted to show is kind of the difference of so this is a Cecropia that we just haven't touched yet, and it's growing beautifully and up and occupying the emergent layer. But in syntropic theory, what you do is you utilize the power of pruning in your favor. So this is another Cecropia that you can see we've pruned back, and not even that, it's not like we're trying to save these Cecropias or anything. Cecropias are dime a dozen here. So but you can see what it does. We've multiplied what was once one Cecropia into 3 Cecropias, into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Cecropias, and we've had it's a much more functional shade. So that's why I planted I did the same thing over here. I planted the wax bamboo. You can see much more functional shade, as opposed to that Cecropia that's way up there, and the shade is cast probably somewhere over there. This shade is very close to the ground, so we can utilize it to our benefit here. So it's going to be shading this tree. Hopefully it rains soon and it doesn't dry out. So this will help it, not dry out if it doesn't rain sometime soon. But it just goes to show that, you don't have to, oh, whoa, what is that? Well, that's crazy. A lot of the times with the syntropic theory, you can get wrapped up in which species I need to get and stratification. Like I said, you can get pretty complex, but if you keep it simple and just kind of utilize the core principles of syntropic, with one of them being pruning, then you can really utilize the power that these plants have to your advantage. Because if you haven't worked with Cecropia before, then lucky you, because it can be a really challenging tree to work with. Inside this hollow, right, and inside here there's thousands, if not millions, of freaking Azteca ants that they have a symbiotic relationship with the Cecropias, and as soon as you cut it, like they just start coming out and very angry at you for messing with their Cecropia, and they bite, and there's a lot of them, and they move fast. So working with Cecropia is kind of hard in that respect. So, you know, we come in, do a quick little chop, and then lay the biomass down, and yeah, and that's it. And we try to keep it, you know, try to do the ones that are here. You can see some of that ant activity here. Got some mangoes in the hole. Not sure what that's gonna do to them, but I had extra mangoes and I just put them there. But to end my rant on Cecropias, they're just an amazing tree that provides so many resources. You just have to sort of respect them and work with them, and not try to like control them too much, because those ants will bite back. Here's the sun sapote, like Cania platypus, underneath the shade of the banana. More guava as well. Avocados everywhere. They're starting to really look beautiful. Some more of the Guazuma umifolia. This little mini agroforestry row has been coming along nicely. Banana, avocado, the mahoganies, more bananas, got a mango, cassava that got chewed to shreds by the ants. Another Lycaenia platypus, sun sapote, urraco. This is another avocado. So this is the laurel tree. So I assume it's in the laurel family, Lauraceae, but I'm not 100% sure. If anyone can help me with this ID, that'd be much appreciated. I've been trying to freaking find this, and I just can't. I just haven't been able to find it yet online. So yeah, some more bananas. So this area has come a long way for sure. It was just a sea of grass not too long ago. So getting there. All right. Let's see. Some more bananas that we just planted the other day. We're trying to get some more Napier grass going as well, because it's another one of those trees that like the, not trees, plants, like the Cecropia, it can give a lot of biomass. Well, the Cecropia doesn't give the most biomass, but anyways, what I'm saying is that you got to respect the Napier grass, because it can get out of control, especially here in the tropics. And it has these hairs that are just, oh, they're so, yeah, you can see them. But man, do they give amazing biomass, and they really help keep the other gnarly grasses at bay. So now we're going into the cashew grove section. A lot of the cashews are doing well. They're actually started fruiting as well, which is nice. We had some cashew juice when we got here, so I saved the seeds of the ones that it was like 2 years. I was not expecting them to fruit so fast, so pretty stoked on that. Yeah, we're keeping the cashews going. So you can see, oh shit, perfect. You can see the chachalacas all on this tree. Yeah, not the best, but you can see that they're all on there. They were they were all on this tree, but they literally ate every single leaf off of this tree. So they're doing some damage, but it is what it is. That's why we plant in abundance, so that everyone can have peace. Some more of the Agroforestry road. We got mango, the caoba, the mahogany, the cashews, like I said, are coming up. They're starting to make their way up and starting to really come into their own, which is nice. This is a mamey sapote, another cashew, more of that laurel, which is really nice. I think this is a one of the this is a baby cedro. Here's another mahogany. Of course, castor bean everywhere, helping to get things going. Lemongrass everywhere too, which is awesome. I really like them as a placeholder. They produce a decent amount of biomass, and they have like little radius, and they kind of just help create like a nice little microclimate here. I really like the lemongrass here in the tropics because it doesn't really, they don't seem to like, in Florida they can be a little they just never seem to go dormant or anything. Just keep growing and keep growing here, which is awesome. Big, huge mamey sapote as well. Big castor. Some more bananas, plantains, I'm not sure. More cashews. More lemongrass. Things are starting to come up. Some more mahogany. So I'm really excited on the mahogany. We got about maybe at least 100 planted all around. They're just everywhere. So they grow, I think, relatively slow compared to other species, but they're going to be a super nice presence once they're all grown. And they're lovely, lovely trees. I really love the mahogany trees. More cashews, and of course, cashews will grow fast. Here we have pigeon peas. So the pigeon peas grow faster than the cashews do, and the castor beans grow faster than the cashews do. So they helped to raise these cashews. And here's an Enterolobium cyclocarpum guanacaste. And then these will grow faster than the mahoganies, and they will, help shelter the mahoganies. Blah, 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 ecological succession. Some more of the laurel. Oh, wow. I wish I got that on camera. The chachalacas are swarming. It's like, oh man, there's one right in front of my face. They're everywhere, literally everywhere. And they fly. They look like birds when they fly. There's not much to see over there. I've shown that before. It's just a lot of the a lot of guavas and a lot of the Cochleospermum vidifolium verberia trees. I guess I'll do one more shake for the camera. Oh yeah, get those seeds on the ground. Okay. And then the banana patch is not looking that bad for the dry season. We thinned the banana patch extremely heavily, and also planted in the interrows some more mahogany trees. So super excited about the mahoganies. This one looks beautiful, as is this one. So yeah, you can see that these ones are growing a little better because they have the microclimate of the banana patch. And again, this is the fertility bank for the system. We thinned these very, very hard and used it for the that section where I was talking about with the ants. And yeah, that's kind of it. We're about what is it, May of 2021? Well, let's just say 2020, June of 2020, because that's when this banana patch was planted. I wasn't here. June of 2020 is when we started. June 2020. We're now May 20. Let's just say almost June 2023. So about 3 years in, and we've been making lots and lots of progress. So oh yeah, some more rose apples as well here from Nilsson. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go now because I got a plane to catch. But that's just a pretty major update on where we're at 3 years into this project. We have way more diversity than we did 3 years ago. It was just what they call here guamil, which is just a patch of weeds that, you know, is just hard to get into. A lot of spiky plants, a lot of grasses, and now we're making it an abundant place, little by little, one plant at a time. So yeah, thanks for checking it out, especially those who stay long enough to see this part of the video. There's a lot to show, and especially when I'm tired, I can't think straight sometimes. So yeah, another successful trip here in Honduras, and hopefully the chachalacas don't eat all my trees. All right, y'all. Peace.